Lamont Wade Jr. joins us right now in Toyota Giants postgame live. Lamont, you got things started in the 8th. When it looked like the offense had no life left, you hit that triple to set up the run scoring. The Giants scoring 2 runs there in the bottom of the 8th. Can you take us through that at bat and how you were able to? We saw Tyler Ferguson come in. We know the A's bullpen hasn't been great. Was that something that was at top of mind when you were stepping up to the plate?
I just wanted to be aggressive on my pitch in my zone, I got a few that I fouled off, but I knew that, I could take the next couple to get back to where I want to go. And once I got it, I just want to put a good swing on it. And then I had to run around the bases, so it was good, though.
Lamont, obviously, the start to the season's been a little bit slow for you personally. The at-bats have looked really good, though. And when you're not rewarded with balls falling or line drives falling, how difficult is it to continue to have that positive confidence going up to the plate?
Sometimes it's difficult, but excuse me, you got to know that it's a long season. It's still May. We got a lot more games to go, so you just stick with your approach and stick with your preparation and just keep going and just trust that they'll start to fall.
In the bigger picture of this season, you've been with this team. This seems like a different vibe, a different chemistry, not just in the way you guys are playing on the field, but off the field as well. Do you get that sense, and can you tell people kind of the difference between the past few years and this year?
Yeah, I'll speak on this year. It's a close-knit group. Everybody's pulling for each other. Everybody's putting the work in. Some guys like myself, if I'm not going well, other guys picking me up, So it's definitely a close group. Everybody's pulling in the same direction. It starts with the coaching staff giving us all the things we need to know to go out there, be prepared, and we go out there and execute. So the pitcher's been doing well. Offense has been well. So, been playing clean defense. So we just got to keep going and take this into the next series.
Lamont, I got to throw my bullpen guys some love here. You guys have the #1 bullpen in the big leagues, National League, American League, all of baseball. San Francisco Giant bullpen is the best. How much confidence does it give you when the starter comes out and you guys have a lead, or even when the game's tied or behind, when those guys come in the ballgame?
Oh, a lot of confidence. Those guys are attacking hitters, landing strikes early, getting ahead in counts. It's really making it easy on the defense. These guys are pounding the zone, and it's really fun playing behind them and seeing them do their thing.
Lamont, thanks for taking the time to stop by. Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
All right, we got to get to our play of the game. This brought to you by Toyota. The Giants' defense was on point as well today. Look at this diving catch from Luis Matos. This is also the 6th straight game in which the Giants have not had an error. And it just goes to show how important good defense is to a baseball game.
Well, remember, you have a guy who predominantly played center field, now patrolling right field, and that's all a jump play right there. He saw it off the bat, recognized that he had to come in on it, and left his feet and was able to make that play. That's an instinct play that he was able to read really nicely, and that's what happens when you have a guy that can play multiple outfield positions but who started off in center field.
Well, the Giants sweep the A's this weekend, and of course Bob Melvin was the manager over for the A's for 11 seasons. He's speaking right now. Let's listen in to his post-game presser.
Bob, Lamont's had kind of some struggles to start this season. What are your thoughts on that at bat and kind of setting things up and getting you guys going there late?
Yeah, look, there's certain at bats that can be huge for you, and he has a history of being able to pinch hit. So even though it hasn't been great for him, I think he's ready for those type moments, and hopefully that spurs him. Bailey too, 2 really good at bats. Splits suggested some lefties, after spring, so they came up big for us. And Koss gets down a bunt, and then Ramos does what he does. So it happened pretty quickly after not hitting a starter again, and then, getting after their best relievers is something, a little bit of a theme with us this year.
Verlander's velocity was down a little bit, and his command clearly off. Was there anything physically going on today?
You know what? There are days you feel better than others, and at the pitch count that he was at, I just didn't want to put him back out there and go well over 100 potentially. So, you know what? He'll probably have more to say about how he felt, but I think it was one of those days where maybe he didn't feel great.
Elliott's been pretty hot this month. Just what are you seeing from him at the plate right now?
He's the guy, he and Flo are the guys you want at the plate right now. Hitting 1-2 today. It's been pretty significant now. He's hitting close to 300. As far as Ramos goes, and, whether you lead him off, whether you hit him fourth, He's up for it, playing. He's durable. He's playing every day. I mean, it's kind of all-star quality again, what he's doing at this point.
With Verlander, is there any concern about where he is physically?
You know what? We'll see. You know, you just see start to start how he's feeling, and you know, this is the one where maybe the velo was down some, and you know, you'll have a better idea probably when you talk to him.
That was Giants manager Bob Melvin as the Giants beat the A's 3-2, the final from Oracle Park today as they sweep the series. And, you know, this is rivalry weekend in Major League Baseball. 15 games, rivalry games going on across all the country. So let's check in as we get a look at our rivalry series. This brought to you by Chevrolet on the Giants and the A's all-time stats in this series. Of course, it used to be called the Bay Bridge Series, now called the I-80 Series. And the Giants creeping on up there. Look at this. Oracle Park wins. They're in the lead, but they're creeping up there on total wins. The A's have 76. The Giants with 74.
That is wild. I mean, they got one. They got a closer one today. I thought we saw the same stats yesterday, and they got the win today, right? Which is one closer. So that is actually 76 wins for the A's, and now 75 for the Giants. So
yeah.
we got one closer to evening up the all-time series. And what we talked about yesterday was just how close those stats are for both teams. They're very, very close in how each team has performed, and you get two organizations that are almost identically matched over the course of this rivalry. And it's always fun, and we've said it before, that the players love it, but it's all about the fans. The energy in and around the ballpark has been really, really contagious these last three games. So it's nice whenever the Athletics come to town, even if they don't have the name Oakland anymore.
Yeah, well, I think everybody's struggling with that.
Yeah.
It's going to take some getting used to. Let's get a look at some other rivalry weekend scores as we check in. The Brewers with a 5-2 win over the Twins. And look at that. The Angels beating the Dodgers right now. This game in the top of the 8th, 4-0. The Mets and the Yankees facing off later today. And the Cubs beating the White Sox 6-2. So those are some scores from today. But let's get a look at some of the plays that have been going on all rivalry weekend long. Rafael Devers hitting his first career walk-off home run as the Red Sox beat the Braves 7-6. And then the Dodgers facing the Angels, and a lot of the highlights are coming in strong here. But I think it just goes to show a lot of close games, a lot of fun games going on in rivalry weekend. People are invested in this.
I like seeing the Dodgers losing all three games. That's wonderful from my seat.
It's not over yet, George.
Yeah, you know, I agree. We're putting the foot too far forward, but these games are always really fun because you play whether it's your rival or your crosstown, you know, with New York or the Bay formerly. Obviously, with Chicago and Los Angeles, you have all those teams that share the same city and market that get to play each other, which is a lot of fun. But these are the rivals that everyone has, and it's nice that the people that are in our division who are playing are losing to the teams you're supposed to lose to.
There you go. That's what you hope to see. So
yeah,
the Dodgers
exactly.
just keep checking in on that score and see what happens with the Angels. Maybe they can get a win over the Dodgers today. We're going to take a break. Coming up next, we'll focus in on the series that the Giants have upcoming, which is against the Royals, another hot team in Major League Baseball. We'll focus in on that next.
오늘 밤 샌프란시스코 자이언츠의 경기를 지켜본 모든 야구 팬들이 입을 모아 외친 이름은 단 하나였다. 바로 이정후. 연장 전까지 이어진 숨막히는 투수전. 0대0의 팽팽한 균형이 계속된 1회 말. 그 누구도 예상하지 못한 전율이 일렁이는 한순간이 벌어졌다. 빛의 속도로 날아든 강렬한 타구. 태양은 하늘에서 눈부시게 내리쬐고 시야는 흐려졌지만 이정후는 주저하지 않았다. 뒤를 향해 몸을 완전히 비튼 채 정면으로 질주한 그는 마지막 순간 본능적으로 글러브를 뻗었다. 그리고 기적처럼 공은 그의 글러브 속으로 빨려들었다. 해설진은 그 장면을 두고 짐 에드먼즈를 연상케 하는 수비라고 극찬했다. 전설의 이름과 나란히 언급될 정도의 놀라운 수비였다. 이정후의 이 한 번의 수비는 단순한 아웃 하나로 끝나지 않았다. 그것은 경기의 흐름을 완전히 바꾸는 결정적 장면이었다. 이 수비가 없었다면 초반 실점으로 이어졌을 상황. 그러나 이정후는 몸을 던져 자이언츠의 운명을 지켜냈다. 그 이후로도 경기 내내 실점은 허용되지 않았고 결국 연장 10회 말 자이언츠는 짜릿한 끝내기 볼넷으로 승리를 거머쥐었다. 물론 오늘 경기의 영웅은 윌머 플로레스일지도 모른다. 그러나 그 극적인 결말을 가능하게 만든 숨은 주역, 승리의 서막을 연 진짜 주인공은 단연 이정후였다. 이정후의 수비는 단순한 기술이 아닌 감동 그 자체였다. 팬들은 자리에서 벌떡 일어나 박수를 보냈고 중계 카메라는 연신 그의 리플레이를 보여주며 극찬을 아끼지 않았다. 이정후는 오늘 다시 한번 증명했다. 그는 단순히 한국에서 성공한 선수가 아니라 메이저리그 무대에서도 빛나는 진정한 월드클래스 수비수라는 것을. 그리고 자이언츠의 유니폼을 입은 지금 그는 팀을 위한 희생과 헌신, 그리고 놀라운 집중력으로 한 경기 한 경기를 전설로 바꿔가고 있다. 야구는 기록의 스포츠이자 감동의 스포츠다. 오늘 이정후가 보여준 단 한 번의 수비는 기록 이상의 가치를 지녔다. 그것은 팬들의 가슴 속에 오래도록 남을 명장면이었다. 이제 또 어떤 순간이 우리를 기다리고 있을까? 다음 경기에선 또 어떤 전설이 탄생할까? 이정후의 다음 플레이가 벌써부터 기대된다. 계속해서 자이언츠의 경기를 지켜봐 주시고 이정후의 위대한 여정에 함께해 주시길 바란다.